Germiston CBD is located towards the western edge of the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality, close to the Johannesburg border. Germiston was founded in 1886 when two prospectors, John Jack and August Simmer, struck gold on the farm Elandsfontein. This led to the establishment of a gold mine and the rapid growth of a mining community. The development of the town was boosted by its strategic location at the center of the Pretoria Vereniging rail axis being constructed in the early 1890s, also connecting the gold fields of the Witwatersrand with the ports on the east coast. This spurred further growth and development, with industry soon overtaking gold mining. Germiston grew into an industrial and manufacturing hub. The station became the focal point of the country's most extensive railway network, being the largest railway junction with numerous rail repair shops. It was the country's busiest train station for a long time, facilitating the transportation of gold, steel, coal, raw materials, and people. Germiston is still home to the world's largest gold refinery, Rand Refinery. Since its inception in 1921, almost one-third of all the gold mined worldwide was refined here. Although Germiston was once an independent town, it now forms part of the sprawling landscape of Ekurhuleni, also transitioning seamlessly into the eastern part of Johannesburg. Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality was established through the amalgamation of 9 old towns approximately equal size and importance, though each with its own identity. This differs from the other 2 metropolitan municipalities where each had an obvious, main old CBD as core when they were established. Together with the other 8 CBDs, Germiston CBD is identified in spatial plans as a primary urban node of Ekurhuleni, though with additional functions as the administrative center. The CBD is easily navigable through a grid layout, specifically with smaller block sizes towards the north. Golden Walk Shopping Mall breaks the grid, establishing a super block development covering a few city blocks and closing off many streets, hampering permeability. This is improved during the day when gates and fencing are unlocked and shortcuts through the mall are possible. Accesses into the mall are not always approachable on foot, with pedestrian-unfriendly interfaces formed by large blank walls often leading to obscured entrances. The northeastern entrance at the end of Plantation Street does, however, create a focal point and physical access to the mall at the end of the street when approaching the mall from the train station. The area around the Germiston taxi rank and continuing uphill along Plantation Road to the shopping malls is the most active and vibrant section of the CBD. All shops along the street are taken up. The sidewalks are filled with informal trade, with pedestrians occupying nearly the entire street space. Some informal activities flow over to the street perpendicular to Plantation Street, but do not stretch far down. In the rest of the CBD, there is very limited informal trading taking place on sidewalks. Many formal shops are vacant. This does not only pertain to the bulk of the CBD, but even spaces around the station are lifeless, with for rent signs being widespread on nearly every shop front in formal buildings in the area. This is specifically alarming given that it is not only big businesses that are moving out of the CBD, but also smaller, formal businesses are struggling to survive here. Positive initiatives such as the Chris Hani Village social housing development and proposals for the civic precinct, unfortunately, present an island-centric approach with a focus outside of the CBD core and with limited focus on the creation of new mixed-use nodes with active linkages. The shopping mall and small-scale activities in Plantation Street capture most of the buying power and feet, with limited energy drawn through the big box structure to invigorate the area behind it. The rest of the CBD becomes a desolate zone, attracting adverse social activities as can be seen adjacent to the refurbished historic Carnegie Library, now functioning as the Dumisani Masilela Theatre. As one enters and drives through the Germiston CBD, it is difficult to imagine that this once was the core of a booming industrial town with a hive of economic activities taking advantage of the extensive rail infrastructure. The abandoned ruins occupied by homeless people, even on the doorstep of the municipal building and adjacent to the Golden Walk as the sole major business enterprise in the CBD, stand testimony to the dire circumstances. Similar to most old CBDs, Germiston CBD faces problems of urban decay of public spaces and infrastructure brought about by neglect and vandalism. Basic services such as stormwater reticulation are lacking and old infrastructure is unreliable and insufficient. Neglect and decay of buildings is of specific concern given the rich history and heritage of the area centered around mining, industries, and specifically rail transport. The biggest concern is, however, the lack of formal economic activity and investment in the CBD. This pertains to big business and is specifically alarming with neither small business being able to make ends meet to remain in the CBD. Given Germiston's role as the administrative capital of the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality, potential investment and a visionary plan such as the proposal for a new civic precinct providing a one-stop shop for government services is encouraging. However, it is debatable whether the construction of imposing modern government buildings that seem out of sync with the local context of a derelict urban landscape and dwindling formal business is appropriate. A meaningful start could be to improve perceptions of the CBD to secure economic investment. This could be done by tackling fundamental concerns such as maintenance of infrastructure, clearing up zones plagued by dilapidated and hijacked structures and abandoned ruins, and addressing crime and dirt in places that have already been upgraded, such as the public space at the Dumisani Masilela Theatre. The initial focus might be on pulling investment energy into the rest of the CBD, as opposed to focusing on the application of bylaws in Plantation Street, currently the only real vibrant space in the city. However, this would not mean that the needs of masses of people daily using the street should be overlooked. Through the creation of a good quality, pedestrian priority public space, local traders can be supported to sustain their livelihoods in a dignified manner. Through these initiatives, the Germiston CBD could evolve into a worthy capital of the Ekurhuleni Aerotropolis and evolve into a unique hub where both major corporations, small enterprises, and street vendors could coexist within areas organically shaped by the interventions implemented.